Hello and welcome to the FGandRZ Podcast. This is our first ever podcast, so we're seeing how it rocks. My name is RZ or Aaron. My co-host is FG or Luke. And we're hi. And we're here to talk about some topics related to it's going to be TV series, movies, or game related stuff. Today's episode is going to be more based around Star Wars and the the Disney Plus app that's coming out. So, Luke, do you want to mention anything about the Disney Plus, or do you know anything about the Disney Plus?
Yeah, I don't know anything about Disney Plus.
Okay, so basically, Disney Plus is their like new system that they're bringing out. Well, it's not even a system; it's kind of like a service, kind of like Netflix, right? So They're bringing it out. It's supposed to be cheaper than all the others, right? Some people are saying it's like $7, and other people are saying it's like $11. I think $7 is insane if it is $7, because $7 for us means it's like £5 a month, which is ridiculous, right? Anyway, so
cheap or expensive.
Ridiculously cheap, like that's like insane, because that's just
well,
gonna like, blow Netflix.
Depends what it launches with, you know what I mean?
Exactly, right? So it's supposed to launch with a new Star Wars series. Which I can't pronounce the name. And
Triformer.
What? Sorry.
Triformer.
Oh, great. The Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
That's the one, right? So it's supposed to start with that, and it's supposed to start with all the Disney films, all the Pixar films, all the Marvel films, obviously.
Right? All of them.
Literally, they're supposed to. Okay, so there's supposed to be all the Marvel films, and like. There's supposed to be stuff that you ain't even seen that's coming on it, like Disney related stuff. Don't really know if anyone's going to watch it, because if they haven't uploaded it, I assume it's because they think it's crap, but apparently they're going to add that in anyway.
Okay.
There's going to be a shit ton of Star Wars stuff, and for some reason National Geographic as well, which I have no idea what.
I saw the Clone Wars was getting rebooted on there.
That's actually insane. Like, I haven't watched any of the Clone Wars series, but that's pretty cool.
Not a big Star Wars fan, but I know it was pretty good for a lot of people.
Yeah, right. So we're gonna go with, because skip Disney, skip Pixar. Right, we're gonna hit Marvel off. There's 3 TV series that are happening. So the TV series are Falcon and the Winter Soldier. What do you think of that?
That's what I think of that. The Winter Soldier, they just took Captain America's side lackeys.
Right, literally, right. Yes, they basically, right. Does this just confirm that Captain America's dead in Endgame? If they just decided to spin off into their own thing.
See, I don't know, because obviously there was all the rumors that like if Cap dies, that like it was gonna be who's gonna take the mantle? Is it gonna be Falcon? Is it gonna be Winter Soldier? Maybe it's gonna be none of them if they're both getting a joint TV series.
Right. Also, right, I'm just randomly throwing this out there. Do you think that's a good combo? The Falcon Winter Soldier.
See, so in the Winter Soldier film, or not the Winter Soldier film, in Civil War, when like Cap was recruiting everyone, I think they had like one funny scene together when they're sitting in the car.
I remember it.
Maybe
where you get that awkward scene where he kisses the daughter of the girl he originally fancied. Yep, I remember that. And they kind of give him like a player look. Yeah. Like so you're telling me that Bond right there, that little Bond right there, right? Marvel was like, they need a series. Them two together need a series.
There was some funny stuff. There was the bit when they're in the car and he asked him if he can move his seat up. There was some funny stuff.
Okay, bro, I get you. That means they could have some little something. They could have a little something. You reckon it's gonna be straight up like business on this show, or do you reckon it's gonna be like romance, or do you reckon it's gonna be Arrow, where like the main characters basically get replaced in like the 5th season? You just got a female Falcon and a female Winter Soldier, just like I can't imagine they do that. I like imagine like just Falcon. Anthony Mackie doesn't want to return for this one, so it's not Falcon the Winter Soldier anymore. It's just the Winter Soldier or something like that. So I can't imagine that. Okay, cool. Also, right, so we'll skip on to the next TV series. It's about Loki. What do you think of that? It's the same actor as well. They're all the same actors, right? Okay, cool.
All the same actors. Yeah, I'm really fucking excited for that.
Right, Loki is going to be sick, right? And I'm telling you now, if Thor's not in it, I'm going to be a bit disappointed. But I think
I hope he makes at least a cameo.
He does, don't he? He literally 100% he needs to show up. Like if he shows up, if it's like the first episode or last episode, he needs to show up somewhere just to prove that like this isn't just some like shitty spin-off. You know what I mean?
No, I know. Well, I mean, to be fair, you've already got Tom Hiddleston, so you kind of already proven that it's not some
I was gonna say,
it's pretty cool that like we live in a day where like we can actually get like movie star actors to reprise their role on television as well,
and just jump into a TV series.
Yeah, because there's like enough money now in TV that like it's actually fine for them to do. Yeah, did they mention when it was taking place? Or like is it in between like specific things? Or
I actually don't know. I don't know if it's like. I would assume the best guess I can say is probably between Thor 1 and 2, maybe.
Yeah, like the events from when Loki falls from the bridge and then see how he recovers from that and stuff. Yeah,
maybe something along that lines. Do you reckon that the actor knew he was going into this TV series, or do you reckon I forgot his name, the guy who plays Loki,
Tom Hiddleston? Yeah,
do you reckon he knew about it? Because they said apparently he knew about Endgame at like Iron Man kind of level, where Iron Man was started. He knew like Endgame was their goal, and he was gonna like die in that. So do you reckon he knew that he was gonna jump off into a TV series, and that's why he didn't really mind that much about his death, or do you reckon it was more like, oh, you know what, we'll bring you back and we'll take you on as TV series as well?
I don't know. I remember seeing somewhere else something that he kind of wanted Loki to die and like he was kind of happy that he was dead. I don't remember the specific reason. I do remember seeing it somewhere a while ago. Maybe, yeah, I mean, I'd imagine he likes the role. Maybe he wanted Loki to die so that way he could pick up on the TV series or something. I don't know.
Possibly. Do you reckon he has like a creative direction in the TV series as well, or do you reckon it's more just do your role sort of thing? Because I think he plays a really good Loki, and I think he knows what he wants out of Loki. You know what I mean?
It was the highlighting factor of the Dark World for me. I didn't like the Dark World, but Loki being in it a lot more was really enjoyable.
Yeah, like the character who plays Loki just fits it. But then again, like the characters who Marvel has picked for like pretty much the whole of their MCU, are just amazing. Like literally,
I'm with you 100%.
You can't change Robert Downey Jr., right? Like even in 10 years' time, you can never bring out another like Iron Man. Like you actually can't. It's just stuck.
100%. That one is stuck. I could not play a game. I couldn't do anything without seeing Robert Downey Jr.'s face as Iron Man.
Yeah, you know what, right, though? I was watching the other week. It was the old Avengers TV shows, right? You know, like the little like ones that were on, like, I don't even know if they were on Disney.
Were they animated? Were they live action?
They were animated.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So anyway, I was watching that, and I was like, you know what? Iron Man and Captain America are really good in this. Like,
wait, really?
Iron Man just was literally the exact same as like Robert Downey Jr. He like did not change at all, and it was like, holy hell! Like Robert Downey Jr. aced his role. Like there's literally no, like he has literally aced his role, because that TV show came out like when I was like 4, 5, I think.
Yeah.
So, or maybe even later, maybe even younger. Sorry. So Robert Downey Jr. acting the exact same as that character is insane. And there's one scene that like I thought was amazing, right? Basically, like they go to like Black Panther's temple or something like that, right? And Black Panther's like in the trees, right? Like Wakanda forever, and like he fucking runs away really quickly, right? And my Iron Man's like, Cap, go chase him, sort of thing, right? And Cap just looks at him looks at Black Panther and then just runs, and Iron Man's like, wait, what? He didn't even argue with me. And then Ant-Man is like, well, yeah, he's a soldier, he takes orders. And I was like, that's just awesome. Like, that is actually perfect. Like, any other person would just be like, what the fuck, you want me to climb trees and shit after this guy? Cat was just like, the guy told me to do it, I'm going to do it, sort of thing.
Yeah, that is pretty damn cool.
Right,
I like
but
that.
literally, but there's one scene that literally reminds me of you so much, and I was howling about it. Like, I've been waiting to tell you this for ages, right? So I was howling at it, right? So when they wake Captain America up from the ice thing, right?
Yeah.
They wake him up and he's like losing his mind, right? He's like, I don't know where I am, and he's like trying to like run away. In the animated show, right? Yeah. I need to show you, right? So he's like running away, right? And he gets to what's the statue in New York? The Statue of Liberty. Yeah, right. He gets to the Statue of Liberty, right? And there's a massive statue of Captain America next to it because obviously he died, so he's like a god, like, well, not a god, but everyone loves him, right? So he stands he stands there and he's looking at this statue of Captain America, right? And Iron Man like hovers next to him and he's like, yeah, look, right, here's the thing, you was frozen, we've thrown you out, like, everything's gonna be okay, you know what I mean, right? Yeah. Captain America's like, fuck this, you're all psycho aliens or some shit, right? So he starts like trying to fight them all, right? It's brilliant, right? So then Ant-Man is just like, he's losing control sort of thing. So Ant-Man just goes fucking giant, like literally giant, right? And then Iron Man's like in the distance and Captain America's like standing there and he's about to take on like a giant Ant-Man, Iron Man, like all of the Avengers, like he's gonna take on because he doesn't know what's going on, right? And Iron Man is basically like to Cap, he's like, right, just like fall down, right? Just fall down. You're clearly outnumbered. You clearly like are gonna lose, sort of thing, right? And he does the biggest Foggy G move in the world, right? He literally throws the shield at Iron Man and just sprints and literally just runs through his fucking life. And I was dying. I was literally dying. It was one of the best things I have ever seen. Like, and all you can see is an animated Captain America like sprinting, and all I was thinking in my head was like, as he's like sprinting away. And I was like, this is just perfect. I'm telling you now, man, it was one of the best things I've seen in a goddamn long time. It was amazing.
You should watch the DC animated stuff. The DC animated stuff is really good.
See, I tried to watch the first ever Batman.
Which one?
Like, I'm talking like the one where it's like 95% music, 5% voice. Like the animated ones.
I don't know if I've seen that one. You on about just the Batman the animated show, or
yeah, like the proper animated show, right? Because I was like, I'm gonna be a cool dad when I'm like a dad, right? So I'm gonna get my kids to watch all the old school like animated shows, right? And I was like, I'm gonna be the coolest dad ever, and my kids are just gonna hit you with like so much knowledge when like you talk about DC.
The animated Batman show.
Exactly right.
So really steering them on the right path there.
So I was like, basically, I'm gonna sit through all of these because I want to experience how amazing these are, right? Because everyone tells me how amazing they are. So I watched like the first episode, man. It was awful. Like,
yeah,
it was so bad.
They rebooted them.
Yeah.
I was talking the films though.
Oh, what the you mean like
the actual animated DC films?
Oh, see, I've not watched any of them. I heard
You've not watched any.
No, I heard the Killing Joke wasn't too good.
No, Killing Joke's not that good. Killing Joke's pretty.
And then I heard that the Justice League ones were meh.
No. You have to start with the Death of Superman, I think.
The Death of Superman.
That one gets you. That one is honestly the best DC thing I've ever seen ever. The Death of Superman's amazing. And then you can start going towards the old school ones, then like Under the Red Hood and stuff like that. And then, but you'll have more of an acquired taste just because the Death of Superman is a bit more recent, so it holds up a little bit better.
Okay. Right, anyway, we'll switch over topic because that got a bit extremely jumped out of Disney thing. So we'll switch topic, right? We'll stay on the Disney-esque, right? New Star Wars film trailer came out 2 days ago. We're recording this on Saturday, so I think it was 2 days ago. Let's just say 2 days ago, right? We watched it together last night, right?
Yep.
What did you think? I'm going to take a drink while you're saying. What did you think?
I don't know if I want to say what I think. I don't know if I want to hold it back on that, but honestly, unfiltered, I thought it was so unimpressive. It looked fan-made. Like, if it was fan-made, it would have been good. At one point, I'm 99% certain they just pulled Mark Hamill's Joker laugh out and just randomly. I don't know what it was, so I don't want to insult it, right? Maybe he's like lost his shit or something, and I don't know, maybe he's a Sith. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. But it honestly sounded like someone just ripped his Joker laugh out of the Batman games and just said, "Here you go, fan-made. Look, it's the rise of Skywalker. He's the bad guy. Bang!" And it just didn't look anything impressive at all to me. To me, after all the backlash, was it The Last Jedi?
Yep.
After all the backlash The Last Jedi got, I think the trailer needed to hit like a home run. And I'm not saying the movie's gonna be bad. I'll still watch it, and the trailer doesn't make me think it's gonna be bad at all. It didn't excite me. It looked fan made, and it just didn't have anything in there that I thought, wow, I can't wait. Even the name, with the Rise of Skywalker, I was just like, what? I felt like I was blown away. Like, what? Oh, that's so cool. I can't wait to see how that twist plays out. It's more just like, what?
Yeah.
Go
on.
I thought they wanted to be done with the Skywalkers. I thought that's why they took the direction they did when they was like, oh yeah, Rey's parents, there's nothing special. That like, and the way that they played off like Leia and Luke just kind of felt like they wanted to be done with the Skywalker saga as a whole, and then they just named the next one The Rise of Skywalker. Like, what? what's going on?
Right. So my problem with Star Wars at the moment, right? It just feels like this whole new thing that they're doing with the whole Rey situation. Pardon.
Yeah.
The whole thing they're doing with the Rey situation, it just feels like she's been put there, right, to tell a story, right? And the story of Rey it's whatever, like it's nothing. It's nothing amazing. Like I haven't sat there and been like, holy hell. The only thing that Rey has done for me so far is make me want her to play a Tomb Raider. Like I want her to be like the new Tomb Raider. Like that's all I want from her. I want them to like. I thought the Tomb Raider film was okay. It wasn't amazing. It was whatever, right? But honestly, if they went for like a younger Tomb Raider, she would be it. Like she is it. And why they didn't just pull her? Like as soon as I seen Rey's face, I was just like, young Tomb Raider, do it. That's what it needs to be. Anyway, right? So I just feel like they're putting Rey and Kylo Ren in this film to like make a story. And I think it's going to be, in the long run, it's going to be some kind of weird love story, right? They're definitely, going to get together at the end or something, right? Anywho, I honestly think they're putting so much fan stuff in it for like more of the older generation to be, oh look, it's Han Solo.
Oh, you mean actually instead of just making like a good story, they kind of tried to bring nostalgia back into it, and then just kind of. But the thing is, they didn't just bring nostalgia, and they kind of did. What like people's problem is with like Halo 4, right? Or like not Halo 4, Halo 5, where they kind of bring Locke into it, and then they use Locke to just, and then they just kind of shit on the memory or the idea of Chief using Locke, and it's kind of what they've done with Star Wars so far. They've kind of shat on some of the nostalgia to kind of further advance their shitty plot.
100%. Like literally, it feels like they tease you, and then they just they give you and take it away. I'm using that. Like they give you what you want and they take it away so quickly, and it's just like, wait, was Chewie even in the last Star Wars?
Yeah, he was.
Anywho, right? honestly, it's like they give you like, okay, so the first one you got Han Solo. Oh, it's Han Solo, it's amazing. Everyone loves Han Solo. I don't care for Han Solo, but everyone loves Han Solo. Oh, he's the best. He's the fastest gun ever. Oh, he's so cool. He's just everything a man wants to be. Okay, whatever. Who cares, right?
Everything a man wants to be.
Exactly right. So then you're like, all right, bye Han Solo. I'm done with you. Don't care anymore. Next one, they're like, all right, we'll bring Luke into it. Right, we'll bring Luke into it because everyone likes Luke. Everyone likes Han Solo. Everyone likes Luke. Everyone's going to go to watch it because Luke's in it. Okay, cool. Right, okay, I'll get you that. Luke's kind of interesting, right? Then they bring some fucking demon version of Luke. I don't know what that was. God, man, Luke was so angry. You would have thought he was consumed by.
Honestly, I don't even, man. Like Luke's character, that just didn't feel right for Luke's character in that film. Like, there was the moment with Kylo Ren when he was like kind of planning to kill him and he pulled back. I get that moment. That moment was fine for me. But just the rest of it in general, man, it just didn't feel like Luke. It didn't feel that kind of optimistic, seeing the good in everybody kind of Luke that we had throughout the original Star Wars trilogy.
Exactly. It's like this guy tried. Wait, did he try and save Darth Vader? He did, didn't he?
Yeah, right? He did.
So this guy tried to save Darth Vader, who was like the be all and end. He was literally death itself. Like, you don't save this man if you have a chance for him to die. Like, you just don't. He tried to save him. Rey comes up. Can you teach me how to use a lightsaber? Oh, are you fucking mad? You crazy?
It was, and the worst part about that entire thing was like, it was kind of like Rey went there to be trained, and we never saw any training scene whatsoever. Like, we never saw him train her with a lightsaber. We never saw any of that. So then when she went back then and she confronted Smoke with Kylo, and she could hold her own way better than I honestly think she should be able to, given that we wasn't shown her training.
Oh, well, let's just throw that perfectly right. Let's just throw that straight into the fight on Star Wars, whatever the first one was called, with her fight against Kylo Ren.
Yeah, man.
Right. Okay, right. I don't know what happened then, right? So Finn, right? I give Finn everything, right? Finn fought the way someone who first uses a lightsaber should have fought. He grabbed that thing, he wielded it like he didn't know what to do. He literally looked like an idiot. Like, he literally got whooped, and it was like, you know what? I see why he got whooped. He has had no training whatsoever. He shouldn't even be holding that thing, in all honesty. And like, it was perfect. And then Rey watches this man get whooped, and in her viewing of him getting whooped, she like, I knew everything he done wrong. Now I'm gonna do everything right.
Right. Man, listen. And the thing is, the worst part, there are so many theories, well, not even theories. There's so many justifications for that scene. Kylo was wounded. This, that, the other. Rey wields the staff. She's used to it. None of them make any sense in my mind for the way that Kylo Ren was actually promoted in that film. It literally blows my goddamn mind.
Go on.
This is the old Star Wars, not the new ones.
Right. So they, for me, embarrassed Kylo Ren to the point where I will never be able to take him seriously.
Yeah, I am with you on that.
They kill off.
I liked his fight with Smoke.
Yeah, that was cool, right?
And the cards,
they kill off. They make him kill a character that everyone loves. I don't love him. They make him kill him. They kill him off, right? And it's like, God, this guy must suck. And then it's like, the problem is, right, you make a guy suck and everyone hate him, right? Now you have to show why no one can kill him. Right, so now you hate him even more because you know he's a badass. You know no one can kick his ass. It's the same as like Deathstroke, right? So Deathstroke, he does not care, right? He literally will just kill anyone. But the problem is you can't kill him because he's just a better fighter than you. Kylo Ren, they needed to do that with Kylo Ren. They kill off someone really important to people with Kylo Ren, and now you let him whoop everyone. Everyone don't stand a chance against him, and it's just like, this guy's a faggot. I don't want to see him. I want him dead, but I understand no one can kill him, and that's the problem. Then it's not, oh wait a second, Rey's gonna whoop his ass in like 3 minutes and that's it. I can't even remember what breaks that
It looked
fight
like
up.
she was overpowering him as well. Like when she was swinging her lightsaber at him, like it wasn't like anything fancy. Like she wasn't hitting him with her moves. She genuinely looked like she was just putting so much force in it, and it was pushing him back, and it was just like, I don't know.
Right. Now that is another problem I have with Star Wars, the new like 3 that they've made so far. I don't know what they do. Right, okay, so they have gone just back to the old Silver Collection. Because in the first ever 3 Star Wars, not the first ever 3, but like the newer-ish ones, I can't remember what edition they're called. Let's call them the Gold Edition. Yeah, right. They were wielding lightsabers like...
Yeah.
They were literally... Man, it was beautiful. It was work of art. Like they were throwing them lightsabers around their body.
The fight scenes in general, like
it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was.
The one scene that I love on I think it's in the 3rd one between the Anakin and Obi-Wan fight.
Yeah,
they're spinning the lightsabers around each other, and they look like they're not even hitting. Like but they're just spinning them, and it's just like, man, they're literally just clicking each other, and it's like, oh man, that's just spice. It's just beautiful. Where's any of that? Like,
that's on.
Why isn't Kylo Ren doing maybe just minimal more of that?
Yeah.
What, like, why?
I think it's.
Go on.
Carry on. No, go on.
I was going to say, why hasn't I seen Kylo Ren block a bullet with his lightsaber yet?
Yeah, so right now, I think it's like that. So we had The Force Awakens, and The Force Awakens served, generally as a whole, like, it was a little disappointing for everyone, but it felt like it was building to something bigger. And then it kind of felt like in The Last Jedi, they just squandered all that. Like, for example, the Snoke fight, right? Snoke was built to be this amazing, like, Sith. And he was built to be so powerful and stuff. And then he's gone in the next film before he can do anything meaningful. And I don't know, just as a whole, they just crushed the story arc with it, and it felt like they wanted to tell a massive story, and then with number 1 it set up to do it, and number 2 it kind of just felt like they just scrapped all the progress they made in The Force Awakens.
Yeah,
and
like, I don't know. For me, it's like they really want to make a Star Wars, and they really want to make a love film. Again, it's kind of like what like the first and second of the prequels were, you know, with Anakin falling in love with Padme. I think they wanted like more of a.
I hated those scenes personally, but.
Yeah, I know, but I think they want to make a more power woman kind of version of it. Put like the women at the forefront of that. With Rey, definitely, so that's cool. I don't mind that. That's cool. She's like strong. She's not like protecting or anything like that. But, yeah. It just feels like they so that's their like, okay, so we want this to happen, but we need something happening around that, and then we also need to throw in some nostalgia, and we also need to throw in, you know, a few planets because we're in space. We also need to throw in like at least 3 flying fights because that's what people like. And it's like, okay, you throw in all that in, and then you're creating like a weird film that's just not doing anything. Like, yeah. So the first one, what did they do? They built another Death Star. Whoa, that's cool. That's
yeah. I don't want to talk about
decent.
That, but...
Like, it's just like I can imagine, right? I can imagine they walked in a room. They're like, we want to make a new Star Wars, right? This intern literally slaps his papers down. He's like, I've got all the magic. I've written this story like a billion times. I've got it all. I got it all, right. And the dude's just like, move out of the way. Move out. Go away, intern boy. You know nothing, right? Let me get the pro in. And they're just like, right, the Death Star was a hit. I've got the perfect idea. He's like, give me the juice. Death Star number 2. And
wait, isn't this number 3?
Is it number 3? Death Star
I'm pretty sure it's number 3.
Death Star number 3. You know what? The first 2 worked. The first one's worked. Let's go for the 3rd. But this one has got to be bigger, right? And we've got to take it down in the first film. Okay, that sounds cool. It's just like, what? Really? Are they gonna do that? And then go on.
Like the devastation of it.
Wait,
though.
you're lagging. Sorry, say it again.
I said I did like the devastation they shown of it in the first film.
Oh yeah, that was cool when like you seen the laser go across the sky. That was sick. That was cool. That was awesome. I did like that, to be fair. And then let's switch over to the next film. what was the next film's actual plot? Right, so obviously so their plot was Rey's training that they didn't show. It failed miserably, and then they wanted a bit of chemistry between her and Kylo Ren. You know what? They shown that they kind of got a bit strange with it. They shown him like almost naked, but they kind of got a bit weirdly strange with it. But it was okay, right? And then you find out that dude was doing it. That's a bit weird, but whatever. Right? We'll let them do that. What was the main story? The main thing you watched?
I mean, fucking honest, I think it just was a mess. I can't say it had like an amazing plot. I don't even know what kind of plot it had.
Well,
it was just a bit
the
of a mess.
plot was they were stuck on a ship that had not enough fuel to get away. No, they had not enough fuel to get away and not enough power to keep their shields up too long. So they needed to send Finn. No. Yeah, they needed to send Finn on like some random mission that he failed.
That was a subplot as well, yeah.
That he literally failed for the final outcome, which was a fight between Kylo and Luke. And what happened in that? Luke fucking pulled a Michael Jackson out, and then...
Luke was the most disappointing performance. You spend the entire film watching this shriveled husk of what he used to be, only for him to come at the end and you're like, oh my god, Luke's here, let's get down to business. And he just fucking stands there like Obi-Wan, and it's just like, mate, honestly, whatever. Maybe it helps the plot, maybe it doesn't. Why did I just watch 45 minutes of Luke drinking teat milk and fucking... And just being a miserable guy, like just in general, for him to come back and just go, yeah, I'm here to die. I'm just here to die.
Literally, like that's what I mean. And right, the worst part is, right, he like runs at Kylo. Kylo swings, right? Kylo fully swings at him. And then he just fucking ducks under it. He's just like, come at me, right? Kylo's like getting rather angry about this, like that he just got dodged. It's like, right, Kylo, right, don't beat yourself up. This guy actually beat Darth Vader one-on-one. Like, if Rey could kick your ass, like, what chance do you have?
He didn't beat Vader one-on-one.
What?
Oh,
Luke?
yeah, he did. He did. Yeah,
right?
he kind of did.
Yeah, I guess it's debatable.
I don't know. I don't think he did. I'm pretty sure he got clapped and then Vader saved him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it went down. But you know,
it was close.
Right? It was close. It's a close battle.
It was close.
It's because Family Matters got involved, man. It's because Family Matters got involved. There's no Family Matters. Luke would have whooped him. That's what I'm saying. Right. Anywho, right. So Kylo's getting all stressed because Luke ducked his swing.
Oh my god.
and then for the ultimate troll,
he just stands there and dies.
He literally just pieces out. He's just like, mate, you're a bitch.
Literally, yeah. And you're just like, that wasn't even Luke. That was a projection of Luke. And then like Luke, I don't know, he just dies of old age or something on the rock that he was like, I don't even know.
I don't even know what happened. He disappeared. Like he didn't even say. Maybe he'll show up in the next one. He teleports.
Why is the rise of Skywalker? You heard that nice joke. Come on. There's a man like.
What? He's corrupt. He's corrupt. He is corrupt. That's what I'm saying. That is right there. He's comes back. He's corrupt. Rey's got to beat him. Rey whoops his ass obviously within 3 minutes, right? And that's how it goes down. Right. Anyway, right. Let's just break down what happened in the trailer for the newest Star Wars, right? So you basically, right, got a minute of this like pod ship thing flying across sand, right? You don't get to see the driver, right? So there's just no one knows who's trying to run her over. But someone's definitely trying to run her over, right? So someone's there, right? There's this whole sand, like covered, a whole wasteland of sand, right? And this thing's heading straight for her, right? So we know shit's about to kick down, right? She pulls out her lightsaber, right, and gives it the demon look, right, to say, I'm gonna whoop your ass right now, right? Little like thing that's flying towards me, right? I'm gonna whoop.
I think they made Kylo actually use one of the shitty parts of his saber as well to kill someone unnecessarily.
Right, literally, right. And then she flips that and it says this Christmas, right? That's all you got of Rey, pretty much, right? And then it's like, let's show you some little area to make you, you know, I don't know, you've seen them before. And then it's like, we're gonna show you Kylo hit someone with the side beam of his lightsaber.
Just to shut everyone the fuck up about that.
Now, I was explaining this to my dad earlier, right? I was saying, now, why in hell did he use that side, right?
There really isn't a reason.
No, I was gonna say, right, explain to me, right, the logical reason for him to use that side. Now, there was no reason, right? If you go to stab someone, you stab them with your sword side, right? You don't stab them with the other side, any other side. Why would you do that? There's no reason. If you've got one person you are fighting in a one-on-one, why would you not use the longest tip of your sword?
Yeah, I don't know.
Exactly, right. The only time I could assume that part of the lightsaber is going to come in handy is, you know, when they're doing the little push that they do with the lightsabers to show who's a stronger lightsaber wielder, like that is where that's going to come in handy, where he like pushes against and burns you a tiny bit. And I'm pretty sure he does that to, is it Finn that he does that to? I think he does that to one of them already.
I've bleached those Star Wars films from my mind.
Right, that is the only time in when that will come in handy. Then it shoots over to, you know, Finn on an island, smiles, interesting. That's it. Then you get your Joker laugh, and apparently that's, go on, hit me with it. Who's that supposed to be?
What?
That's supposed to be, that Joker laugh was supposed to be Emperor Palpatine.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah, that was the sign to show that he's coming back into it.
I saw that he was coming back into it. It was like, no one's ever really gone in an Emperor Palpatine, and it was just kind of like, I saw some comments about a little joke about like it was like, no one's ever really gone. Then General Grievous coughing fit begins. That would have been pretty fucking funny, but that was supposed to be Palpatine. I don't know about that. That was Mark Hamill, my man. That was Mark Hamill.
Literally, when we watched that, we was just like, wait, did that actually happen?
Hey, read that straight from Batman.
Like literally. Like I've just looked, the top comment on the video is, Disney, let's bring back a well-known character, Palpatine, do it.
I don't know, man. Listen, I want to wait until the film comes out before I give my thoughts on the entire trilogy, because maybe the first two films aren't as bad once the third film comes out. You know what I mean? Like, it happens.
Yeah.
But all in all, so far, in general, I haven't, just to summarize it now, I haven't really been that impressed with the Star Wars trilogy so far that we've had. I know Mark Hamill himself has said that he's actually disappointed with it, and then he came out and said that he likes it, and then like I think a few months later he came back out and said he was under oath to say that stuff or some shit.
Really?
Like he pretty much came out and said that like he was like under contract to say that stuff, but now the contract's over, he fucking hates it.
Oh, you joking?
Like he hates what they did with Luke and stuff. So, there are people that like it, and that's great for those people. But all honesty, I'm not a massive Star Wars fan, so it doesn't bother me too much. But yeah, these films, they haven't been amazing so far, I don't think. But I think it's best just to wait till the third one comes out before giving like final thoughts on the trilogy or insulting it anymore, because it might piece everything together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the thing is, they said they were making 3, right? They said they were only going to make 3 more, and it feels still like this third one is still the very start. Like, it doesn't feel like if you sat there and told me that is the last Star Wars, I'd be like, what's going to happen?
It feels like they barely begun. Like, cause it's because they make plot in the first one, then destroy the plot in the second one. So that's kind of why it feels why this is the first one again.
Yeah,
because
it feels like the story isn't going actually anywhere. That's what I mean. Their story is Kylo and Rey. That's their story, but it feels like they aren't mingling enough to make an impact. Like, who really cares if they get together or if they fight to the, like, she kills him. Nice one. She's now a Jedi. She's now the last Jedi. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he kills her. Nice one. The galaxy's screwed. Like what
Yeah.
happens? Like, I don't feel any impact behind it.
Yeah, I'm not invested or anything like that.
Literally, when I seen Anakin like turn to the dark side, it was like, oh my god, like, oh no, and he was just getting
The
deeper
scene
and
when he
deeper.
killed all the kids as well.
Literally, like, you were just watching a
Master
man.
Skywalker! Whatever will we do? Save powers off. It's so fucking brutal.
Literally, man, and you're just watching all the stormtroopers just mow down every single Jedi.
Literally.
Like, it is.
It's quite impactful. Yeah, like you actually are witnessing the destruction of the Jedi Order, and it's even though people give the prequels a lot of shit, I really like the prequels, and I know a lot of people say that the new Star Wars films make them realize how good they had it with the prequels.
Yeah.
But in general, like I think there's quite a lot of positive things to say about the prequels, and there's quite little to say positive about the new Star Wars films. There's quite a decent amount for the prequels, though. If nothing else, the fight scenes are pretty damn fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Well, anyway, to be able to segue on to the next one, speaking of three, speaking of the third Star Wars, they're bringing out EA, obviously, because they're the only company to own the rights to Star Wars.
Big mistake, but yep.
They are bringing, actually, not really, because is it Lucasfilms? Lucasfilms are supposed to be like money whores anyway, right? And EA are also money whores as well. So it's like pretty like obvious where and why they jumped into contract with each other.
Well, I mean, I don't know. EA have the resources to make it. Here's the thing: I wouldn't give the 3-time voted worst company in America exclusive rights to anything, literally anything. I can't believe they gave exclusive rights to the entire Star Wars franchise in video games to EA, who have only successfully made FIFA, and that's a fucking push. Like, I think FIFA's it's good for a football game. It's probably one of the only successful sport games, but it hasn't really changed too much besides adding microtransactions and ripping off its players.
Like, I'm with you like 300%. Like, literally, if I was looking for a brand to take my game, to turn my like masterpiece into a game, I probably wouldn't be looking towards EA.
Mm-hmm. I go to CD Projekt Red or Naughty Dog if I want exclusive rights on the Star Wars universe and someone to do a story justice. I go to Naughty Dog or CD Projekt Red. 100%.
Imagine if Naughty Dog created a Star Wars.
It would be amazing.
Game.
It would be amazing.
Imagine, like, oh my god, like that right there is a dream.
This is the funniest thing about EA, because obviously we've had plenty of like like exclusive insights into EA. Like, we've seen so many articles about it with backed up sources and references, and plenty of those articles have always came out and said something like, we wanted to make this Star Wars game, but EA was like, where's the Jedis, where's the Force, where's the lightsabers? That's all people care about. And it's like, well, actually quite a large portion of your Star Wars fan base doesn't care about that. Me personally, yeah, I'll be honest. Like, Star Wars, I'm not a massive fan of, and lightsabers are cool, Jedi's cool, but like to think that is the company you gave rights to, like, if it don't have lightsabers, we're not making it.
Yeah, and it's like, well, this game is based just after 3, so it's literally as every Jedi in the world is dying. Yeah. So, what do you reckon? What do you reckon's going down on it? What do you think's going to happen?
We're on Fallen Order now, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think the concept is really cool. I think straight after the prequels, where the Jedis are being hunted down, I think it'll be really fucking cool to see the impact. I hope we get to see some of those like actual scenes and some impactful scenes of other Jedis being killed.
That'd be cool.
I think the actual like timeline that it's set is really cool, and I was really excited for the trailer. But the trailer, it didn't disappoint me as much as it didn't excite me. They have came out and said that it's a single player exclusive title. Yep. There's no microtransactions.
That's cool.
Which is surprising.
That is for especially.
especially since it's a single player game. I have no idea how they plan to make money because it's EA and it's all they care about.
Mm-hmm.
But on the off chance that they are doing this to get goodwill back and to maybe, I imagine that because their Star Wars license is coming to a close now, they are trying to make a really good game so that way they can extend those exclusive rights with Disney.
Yeah, that's what I think.
So there is a good chance we get a real fucking gem here. But at the same time, from what I saw in the trailer, it wasn't disappointing. It just wasn't exciting. I've seen a few more exciting Star Wars trailers than this, and this wasn't super exciting.
Yeah. So so they're basically saying like there's no transactions. It's just a single player game, right? Now, this game, did they say when it's coming out? It's before Christmas, right?
Yeah, it's coming out the November 15th.
November 15th, right? Right, now I'm gonna throw you a curveball here, right? Do you think they need, so obviously in Battlefront 2, they had multiple companies involved in that. They needed money in that game, hence why the microtransactions and all that. And they had a big problem with it, a massive uproar from the community. Obviously. All of that stuff, right? Do you reckon they're gonna throw out, because they need people playing that game? Like, that game is dying very quickly.
Battlefront 2's been dead for a while. And it's actually been fixed for a while as well. Like, it's actually supposed to be. I haven't played it in a long time, but it's supposed to be in a pretty good state right now. But I'll never go back to it because of the launch it had.
Yeah. Well, I was speaking to a friend the other day, right, and he still plays it. And I'm mind blown by that. But he was saying that you have to play the game pretty much now at peak times, or else you're waiting in a queue for about half an hour before you find a game. And
I think the game's pretty much dead.
And I'm pretty sure that's really bad, because I'm pretty positive they probably told all their investors and stuff that this game was going to last the 3 years of Star Wars.
Yeah.
100%. I reckon that was the goal. This game was going to last the 3 years.
Well, this is the problem that EA had, and it was a problem they had. So they had Battlefront 1, and they didn't put Galactic Conquest in, even against the community's feedback. They just kind of did what they wanted, and because of it, and then obviously they made the price DLC. Like, the game had a decent launch, I believe, but then once they started adding DLC, it started splitting players and stuff. And there was a lot of stuff you had to buy. There wasn't as much in the game as there could have been. And then Battlefront 2, everyone was really hoping for Galactic Conquest again, and again, we didn't get it. And it's really funny for me because Battlefront 2, the old Star Wars Battlefront, the actual gem, the selling point of that game, and the bit everyone will talk about when they talk about that game is Galactic Conquest and how good it was. And I just don't understand how you can have the rights to this game, remake the game, and keep the number one staple for what made the game so good, and just say we're not adding that and think that's going to work. All you have to do is carbon copy Battlefront 2, a couple new mechanics, better graphics, and you'll have a hit.
100%.
But I don't think there's anything they can do. I don't think the Fallen Order hype will get people back on Battlefront 2. Now, I don't think there's really anything they can do now.
Now, this is what I was going to throw at you, right? Now, this game, Fallen Order, right, has apparently been cancelled 4 times. And then it's been reopened and cancelled and reopened and cancelled. Yeah, so the Fallen Order, I'm pretty from where I've heard. I don't know where I've got the research, so don't hold me to that. But I'm pretty sure from some videos that I viewed, Fallen Order was basically in the works the same time Battlefield was. But because of every company, people want multiplayer. They benched it, took on Battlefield over that. Then they brought it back when when everyone was...
Battlefield flopped.
Yeah, when Battlefield flopped, they brought it back and they were going to reboot it and it was all going to go great. And then I'm pretty sure they kicked it to the curb again because they didn't think it was going to work. And then they've relaunched it again, and now we've got our trailer.
Well, yeah, I mean, EA obviously came out with that famous quote, single-player games are dead. We aren't making them. And so, yeah, I can imagine it got cancelled quite a few times because of that. And I imagine right now they're not in a financial crisis, but they are in a crisis where they really want to keep the Star Wars license. And so right now they are just I think they're just trying something new now. They've had 2 failures on the Battlefront fields. And I think a lot of people said they liked the Battlefront 2 campaign, despite it being incredibly short, though, and like it was very flawed, obviously, but yeah, it was incredibly short.
Also, right, apparently, right, I heard this today actually when I was doing a bit of research ready for the pod. Apparently, they lost 3 billion in stock for Battlefield.
I'm happy about that.
They lost 3 billion. Now, do you think EA are ready to lose that again if this game flops?
I don't think they would lose as much though, because Battlefront 2 obviously had like much more hype and around it, and much more investments.
Yeah.
I don't think if this flop they would lose as much as or stand to lose as much as they did with Battlefront 2. But yeah, I think they're willing to just try something new right now. But yeah.
Also, right, I got another throw out for you, right? So basically, you know, I mentioned that the game that I reckon Battlefield 2 was supposed to last at least the 3 years of the whole Star Wars films.
That's optimistic, but yeah.
Right, they were well, that's what they probably told their investors anyway, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you think that because the game flopped, they've pushed Fallen Order, like I'm talking rapid fire pushed it, to try and release it, and now the game's obviously coming out for 50 quid, right? They are not pushing any lower, but do you reckon they're going to put a £60 price tag and you get free everything Battlefield 2? The
Everything
Ultimate Edition Battlefield 2 for £10 extra and Fallen Order. Because that's what I think they're doing. That is what I'm pretty certain they're doing. They're going to be like, as Star Wars is like coming closer to it, they're going to be like, pre-order Fallen Order for £60 and get Battlefront 2 with all the DLC, everything.
Well, the DLC is free, but yeah.
Well, everything, load of fucking points, all this shit. They're just gonna feed it, right?
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, they're gonna push that game to the moon because they promised their investors it was gonna work.
Sounds
you know
like
what
something
I mean?
EA would do, to be honest. Yeah.
And then you're not gonna sit back. If I'm gonna buy Fallen Order and I can pay an extra £10 and get my Star Wars juices flowing, you're just gonna pay that extra £10, in you? Like you are. Like who's gonna?
I would still discourage it. I would still discourage it though.
But I think most players probably wouldn't if they're gonna get the game anyway, and they're getting the game because of Star Wars. If they're gonna pre-order it, they're gonna probably go, oh, you know what, Battlefield for a tenner with everything, you know, and a load of points, and why not just check it out, pay the extra £10, jump into the multiplayer. Oh, the world's beautiful, and they get that reboot that they need, because as you said, like, apparently the game's all right now. The game's not that bad, but playing it.
So I've heard. I haven't.
That's what I mean. But apparently the game's not that bad, but no one's playing it. Maybe that's what they want. They just want to try and get people back on that game.
It definitely sounds like something EA would do. There's always more motives, but behind just like releasing a game, there's always more behind it than that for EA.
If that's the case, though, is Fallen Order gonna flop?
I don't know. I think they need it to work. They need it to work, don't they?
I'm pretty certain they do.
I'm optimistic. Just because I imagine this is EA's last chance with Star Wars. But no matter what, I think it's a win-win, right? If you consider yourself a gamer and you've been massively disappointed with the Star Wars franchise that EA have made, if it flops, there's a real good chance they don't get that license back and we get someone good. If it's good, we got a good Star Wars game. I think no matter what, this release is good for generally gamers as a whole. I think this no matter what, it's a win-win.
That's one thing EA are doing at the moment, though, innit? It's like everything they're doing is like, this is another fucking win for gamers.
Yeah, so here's the thing with Anthem. I spent £60 on that game. It was a joke. It was an actual joke. I still consider it a win though, because anything that hurts EA more it's a win to me. I wish I could get the £60 back. Like if the game was good, I would have loved it. But the game sucked dick, and I'm glad that EA are hurting for it because fuck EA. Honestly, I wish the game was good, but at the same time, like it's not like I'm heartbroken about it because honestly, fuck EA. As long as it hurts them as much as it hurt me, I don't even care.
So the only game EA have actually produced within
that's got positive
a while is
feedback.
Apex, right?
Apex, yeah, recently,
Apex, and A Way Out, right? But A
Yeah,
Way
Way
Out
Out.
wasn't actually
They
EA, was
they,
it? It was
pro- they didn't get a lot of money for A Way Out because I think they gave all the money to the company that developed it.
I was about to say they were just the publishers for that. Which, you know what, fair dues, right? A Way Out was a great game.
It was pretty good. It was good. It was a good 5-6 hours, but it wasn't amazing. Like the story was really good and the experience was really good, but it was still only like a 6-hour experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then
It's a
again,
good
it was
6-hour
it was a half price game as well for 2 people.
That is true.
It was like 15 quid for like 2 people. If anyone
it definitely
there,
was consumer friendly. It was definitely consumer friendly.
Yeah, if anyone is out there and wants to play a co-op game with their friend, A Way Out is a great game to spend for 6 hours for like 15 quid. It's probably cheap.
It's also one of the only co-op games left.
Pretty much, yeah. Right, so let's jump back to Fallen Order, right? So you watched the trailer like an hour ago, right? What are we saying? What are we saying about the trailer? What are you saying about the main character, right? The dude who plays, I don't know his name, the dude who plays the Joker out of Gotham. What are you saying? Now, personally, me, don't want him as the main character.
Oh my god, it is Holy.
You didn't know that?
Hell no.
Yeah, well, I personally don't want him as main character. I just don't. He just don't seem like a main character to me. He just don't.
No, man. Like I don't mind too much. You know, I don't mind too much. I'm just intrigued to see it. I mean, I'm just intrigued. I guess that's all I'm gonna say for the game is I'm intrigued.
Okay, right. So basically, right, the trailer looks like basically he's in hiding, right? Like that's the gist, right? He's in hiding, and then like halfway through the trailer, he's out of hiding, right? These stormtroopers are hunting him down. We got a new stormtrooper. Did you see that guy? The dude in the black stormtrooper.
It's impossible to miss.
Okay, right. So
he was probably in that trailer more.
So basically, I've done a bit of research on them. Apparently, these stormtroopers were made to hunt down all the Jedis. So if there's any suspicious activity, they're called in to basically track the Jedi. But apparently, they're not told to fight the Jedis, but on their own account, they actually really want to. So it's like, basically, they hunt someone, and then once they're adamant that a Jedi, that person's a Jedi, they call it in and they basically send an army to kill him. But these guys also want to kill the Jedi, because if they kill the Jedis, they get that like props, you know what I mean? Like kill the Jedi sort of thing. So they are trained to fight Jedis. Hence why in the trailer you see him having a fight with one of them. What do you think about that?
It's like I said, man. Everything about the game, the concept seems really cool. Everything so far seems like a lot of fun, but the trailer itself doesn't excite me because there doesn't look like there's any gameplay in there, and it doesn't look like hype cinematic or anything like that. I think the idea of those stormtroopers are really cool. I just think the idea of everything in this game so far seems cool, but again, I want to see gameplay first.
I was about to say, what do you reckon style game this is? Like, do you reckon it's kind of like...
You ever played was it the Force Awakens?
The
Force Within, maybe? Within?
Force Within? Is it Force Within? No, I know what the one you're on about. The one with The Apprentice. One you're on about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was a good game. I think it'll be something like that, but with its own whatever story.
What was that one called? What even was that one called? What was that even called? The Force Unleashed. Yeah, so you reckon it's going to play out kind of like The Force Unleashed? Yeah,
just a single player game. Nothing really special about it.
That was more of a hack and slash style game, though. I'd say it was like a weird mix of hack and slash. You telling me anyone was a challenger on that game other than the bosses? That game, you literally just ran around hitting stuff. Don't you think?
I don't know. Hard to say. I don't think it was like your typical hack and slash.
I'm pretty sure that, or I'm not that sure. I think this game's going to be kind of their attempt of like a style of like Naughty Dog. You know, like a third person angle, kind of running quite slowish, kind of like, you know, Uncharted's played. You know what? Kind of like God of War. I'm going to throw it out there. God of War. I don't think it's going to be like God of War, but I think, you know, that style over the back, not the health bars though, I don't think, but over the back kind of style, running up to people and just smashing the hell out of them, you know what I mean? That kind of style. I don't think it's going to be stealthy, and I don't think it's going to be like...
You don't think it'll have stealth mechanics? I reckon it'll have stealth
mechanics. I reckon it will have a few stealth mechanics, but I don't think it's going to be a stealth-driven game. I don't think EA have ever made a stealth-driven game, have they?
Yeah, I've never made a good game, so...
But I don't think it's going to be very stealthy. I reckon it's going to be style of third-person, over-the-shoulder, that kind of style game. I don't think it's going to... And then I think it's going to be very highly story-driven. Do you reckon there's going to be boss battles in it?
Yeah, 100% there'll be boss battles.
With like full-fledged health bars and that kind of stuff?
Like I imagine those black stormtroopers that you were talking about to be occasional boss fights.
Okay, yeah, cool. Do you reckon it's going to be open world?
No, I imagine it'll be linear.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I was going with the Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. It will literally go from point A to point B. It won't be open world. I don't think EA actually like... Obviously EA using the Frostbite engine as well as just straight up, we always use this engine. It's not really your best option for open world, is it really? And obviously they've already shown before that they're not willing to change.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. I don't think it'll be open world. I think EA lack the fucking, not the talent, just the mindset to realize what makes certain games good. Like I say, it's fine to be linear and story driven as long as the story really rocks the game.
Mm-hmm. Also, do you reckon they're going to have any familiar?
No.
You don't reckon you're going to see?
No, I don't reckon you'll see
any characters from.
You might see Palpatine and Vader, but besides that,
I was thinking that you may see like Vader at the very end or something. The thing is, right, that now. Don't want to like, burst any bubbles or anything, but you pretty much already know the ending of this game, and I think that's one thing that like so you're watching a story, but you know the ending.
Well, it depends. It depends if it's canon, right? It depends if it's canon or not.
Well, yeah, to be fair, yeah, but
if it's canon, then yeah, you know the ending. But if it's not, you never know.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be like they can't just. You never know, really, but I'm pretty sure this kid's dying at the end. I'm pretty positive. It'd be interesting if he didn't, or if he did just in the end go into like hiding. That'd be interesting. If like at the very end, like he like just breaks his lightsaber and he just literally like exiles himself away from the Force. You know what I mean? Like he literally removes the Force from, because like the Force like hits you like a fucking ball, don't it? It's supposed to be like all around you sort of thing, like you just feel it. But imagine if he like in the end, to be alive, he just Force. He literally just mutes it from his like life. I'm assuming someone could do that. Like it's not just
Luke did it.
There you go then. That's what I mean. Like that would be interesting if at the end he's just like, well, I either die or I just game over with the Force. That'd be kind of cool. You know, I'd prefer that as an ending maybe than him just if he just fucks off to another planet and it's just like, well, that's the end. It's just like, really, I know, insane. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to I think. Are you going to get it on release, or you want to wait for more information?
No, I'll never get another EA game on release again.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact the logo of the Fallen Order as well. It's got a giant EA under it. I thought that was genius. Literally, like if that's just not, yeah, we play, we own this game.
I fucking.
It's like the very top, it's like Star Wars, and then Jedi Fallen Order, and then at the very bottom, it's like EA. It's pretty good. I don't mind that. That's pretty funny. Right. Anyway, right. Our next topic, right, is more towards a gaming-related topic. We're going with Borderlands 3. The trailer came out. Was it a week ago? Maybe a bit longer.
Yeah, around a week ago.
About a week ago. I played Borderlands 1. I loved it. I played a tad bit of Borderlands 2 and stopped playing it. And then I haven't played any other Borderlands. Now, I was a big Borderlands 1 fan. Like, I actually... So, when Borderlands came out... It was pretty much the same time as, like, Skyrim, right? Or it came...
No, that's Borderlands 2, my man.
Okay. Well, Borderlands 1 came out at the same time around another game, and a lot of people were picking either Borderlands or that game. And I'm pretty sure I picked Borderlands, and I played through the whole of Borderlands, like, with every character on Borderlands 1, and I loved every second of it. Borderlands 1 was one of... it was an amazing game. It was actually amazing. Borderlands 2, now, a lot of people love that game. I couldn't get into it as much as Borderlands 1, but then again, when I had Borderlands 1, I was a lot younger, so I had a lot more time on my hands, and now I just generally don't. I know you have completed Borderlands 2, though, so what are you saying about Borderlands 3?
Borderlands as a whole is an amazing game series.
I know it's an amazing way. It's definitely a good game series.
No. It's amazing.
It's an amazing game series.
It is without a doubt the single best looter shooter that pretty much defined the genre, and it's fucking amazing. It's a work of art. It's everything I've wanted for the past while. We are living in such a fucking memeable age right now, and that is what Borderlands does best. Borderlands does taking the piss the best.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot wait to see jokes about battle royales, about microtransactions. I am hoping to God that we get so many funny references about microtransactions and about battle royales. It's just there's so much stuff that they can talk about right now in the game. It would be... They'll do it. They'll succeed. I know they will. They will 100% succeed. I'm so excited for Borderlands 3. I'll be honest, I'm not super excited about the characters so far. I don't think any of them look super exciting. But
no, I agree with that.
Typically, Borderlands characters, their abilities don't look amazing, and then their abilities pick up a bit later onto the skill tree, making them seem a bit more enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really talk about it without seeing the skill tree. But yeah, I wasn't too excited for the characters when I saw them. I'm really excited about the idea of multiple worlds exploration. I am a little disappointed about the Epic Store stuff. A little bit disappointed.
What's the Epic Store stuff?
Basically, it's obviously an exclusive to Epic Games Store, and whilst I don't have necessarily a problem with the Epic Games Store, having another launcher to download is pretty crappy. And more importantly, though, there's kind of two things right now that are a bit that kind of go hand in hand and ruin, well, not ruin it. They just hurt the release a little bit. And that's basically, they have this thing right now, and it's like a timed price hike basically, and they are basically selling a super deluxe edition.
Oh, you cut out them for me a second.
No, that was me.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, that was me. They are basically selling the super deluxe edition for £100, right? Yeah. And so far, we don't know the actual price of the season pass. But what we do know is that the deluxe edition is £80 and the super deluxe is £100. Okay. The difference between the two is the super deluxe has the season pass and the deluxe doesn't. I'd say that's pretty disgusting as a whole, first of all, that the deluxe edition doesn't have the full season pass. I think typically when you get one up on a game, you get the season pass. So the fact that we have to buy the second tier up to get the season pass is a joke. But yeah, so right now they have this thing called a time price hike, and it basically means that if you buy the game now before the game launches, if you pre-purchase the Super Deluxe Edition, which is £100, it will be cheaper if you pre-purchase it rather than if you purchase it on release date, where it's going up to £120. Or dollars, whatever your conversion is. But yeah, $120 on release and $100 before. And the thing that sucks most of all about that is we don't even know if the game's going to be good. Yeah, the game probably will be good, but I don't want to spend $100 on the chance that the game will be good, and I'll save $20 in the future by buying it now. Especially, we don't even know if the DLC will be good. Borderlands 2's DLC was not amazing. It had some really good ones, but it had some really boring ones.
Yeah.
So as a whole, the fact that they're kind of saying to you, if you buy it before you even know if you're gonna like it, it will be cheaper, and we don't have a refund policy on Epic Games Store. So if it was on Steam, it would be a little better because we get that 2-hour policy, so we could pre-purchase it for the $100. We could play like an hour or something, see if we like the way it feels, and if we don't, we could refund it. Or just buy a cheaper edition if we don't think we're gonna get into the DLC that much. But yeah, I mean, as a whole, the fact that we don't have a review system on Epic Games Store, we don't have a refund system. It's just a really anti-consumer friendly launcher, and because of it, it makes the time pricing thing that they're doing a little bit more shady.
Yeah.
Because, like I say, I don't really need to talk about it anymore. It's the only purpose of it being there is to make more sales before the game's even out. Before you even know if you're gonna like the game, they're taking money. You know what I mean?
That's always a bad move, though. Like that is 100%. Always when a game asks you to pre-order their season pass. You know that the game's not. They're taking your money quick. Like I remember, I brought what game was it now? Mass Effect Andromeda, and I bought the deluxe edition, right? I'm pretty sure, right? And you got the season pass free of it. I'm pretty sure they didn't even bring out DLC.
Yeah, I don't actually know. I didn't finish.
So I'm pretty sure I paid 20 quid for nothing. Like I literally bought you buy the base game and you pay an extra 20 quid for the DLC. I didn't even complete the base game, but I'm pretty sure that extra 20 quid went straight into their pocket. Like I'm almost certain if there was no DLC. I don't know if there was. I'll quickly Google that.
No, there wasn't. They didn't get any downloadable content.
Really?
Yep.
So yeah, I basically just got conned. Because literally I got the deluxe edition. So yeah, they literally like
you got scammed.
Yeah. and companies can do that because once they've got your money, they could be like, well, we told you it was a no refund policy. And it's like, well, actually, you also told me there was going to be extra missions. You also told me I was paying for a season pass. And it's like, yeah, but there's no refunds. And it's like, as a consumer, you can't really do anything then. You're just like, well, you know, you can't really be like, you know what, I'm taking this to court.
It's really not worth it over like the £20.
Literally. And the thing is with this Borderlands, right? So Borderlands, the standard base game edition is $60, right? Yep. So that's like 50 quid for us.
That's like your standard fucking price for games now.
Yep. Then you've got your deluxe edition, which is 80 quid, or $80, right?
Which gives you pretty much nothing, by the way.
I was about to say, which literally gives you, it gives you weapon skins, trinkets, mods, and more. That and more is not anything more. Let's be honest, right?
That is. It's either so meaningless that it doesn't matter that they don't need to point it out.
Mm-hmm.
Have to make it.
You're not
getting more than there is.
Literally, you know what that and more is? That's a wallpaper for your desktop. Yep. I'm telling you that right now.
Oh, it's like a soundtrack that you can download.
100%, right. To be fair, the theme song for Borderlands 1 is my favorite song, and I love Borderlands.
Yeah, but that's not Borderlands' soundtrack though. That's just a song they used.
Yeah, so you've got the £80 edition for the $80 edition for a few extra trinkets and mods. And then if you pay £20 on top with your $100 edition, that's where you get your actual season pass. So in all, actually, you're paying $40 for a season pass. That's
so far
what you're paying for.
you will be able to no doubt buy the season pass once the game launches. Like, it's not like you have to buy the super deluxe edition. You might, fucking, I hope not.
Mhm.
But I assume there'll be an actual separate purchase for the season pass. But I imagine that if you're paying an extra $20 right now, I imagine the season pass will be $20 or like
Mhm.
$25. In fact, maybe even more because they're, like I said, they're doing that timed price thing. And I imagine that going to $120 mean that the season pass is going to be about $30.
Well, yeah, I
maybe
was about to
40.
say the thing is they're saying that the season pass is 4 campaign DLC packs. So okay, so how much is their most expensive DLC, which was on Borderlands?
It's always £7 or £8.
Yeah, I was about to say they're about £7 or £8. So just round it up £10, right? So all in all, you are paying £40 for your season pass.
Yeah,
which is insane for a game that you don't know if this is
exactly. You don't know if you're gonna like it. You don't know if the DLC is gonna be good.
You're just hoping it's gonna be great.
Like look at Fallout 4's DLC. Anyone who bought the season pass got ripped. The only reason to do it is for mods. That is the worst DLC in any game I've ever seen ever.
Yeah, I bought the season pass for
I and it's a joke. Honestly, the fact that workshop content takes up DLC space
I can't believe
is
that.
a joke. That's a joke. There's literally DLC that makes you play as the bad guy, where you don't get a choice in an RPG. That blows my mind. And it's also the only way to play as a bad guy in Fallout 4, might I add, is to buy the DLC.
Yep.
There's like a 2-hour long DLC in which uses recyclable content from Fallout 3, and then there's actually good DLC. There's one piece of good DLC, and that's it.
Yeah, and wasn't the Nuka World DLC literally
That's the bad guy one. That was trash.
Oh, was that the bad guy one? Really? I was about to say, I'm pretty sure like that's just. What a game! What a game!
Don't want to talk about it.
Right. So basically, right, you got Borderlands 3, right? We watched the trailer yesterday, right? The trailer interesting, you know what I mean? It didn't seem bad at all.
It was a good Borderlands trailer. Had everything that I expect from a Borderlands trailer.
The one thing, right, that sprung into mind for me, right? And I pointed it out almost straight away, right? It said over 1 billion guns.
Yeah.
Right? 1 billion guns. Now.
Yeah, that's the Borderlands 2 one as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are these guns randomly generated, do you think?
Yeah, no. Like, it's obviously it's not 1 billion different unique models, but it's like each gun has different variations of it, right? So one gun alone, it can have like 5 different element types, but then it can also have like a Hyperion stock, a bandit scope, and I think there's like 5 different variations of that. So if you take like 5x5 of that, so you might have all Hyperion everything, and then a bandit stock, or like all bandit something, then a Hyperion stock, stuff like that. So you end up with about like 200, not 200. You end up with a lot of variations of the same guns. So that's where the over 1 billion guns comes in. And they do change the way the gun feels and plays and stuff, but as a whole, there is usually about. I haven't done the maths. I haven't sat there counting each variation, but there is a lot of guns.
Okay.
There's a lot of guns.
Okay. Now, Borderlands 2 was Handsome Jack, right? And a lot of people really loved him as a villain.
Yep.
Now, I didn't play that much of Borderlands 2, but I seen a bit of Handsome Jack. I thought he was dope. But I played the Telltale Borderlands, and I thought Handsome Jack was amazing in that. Like, absolutely.
He's pretty good in the pre-sequel if you can sit through it as well.
Absolutely amazing. Now, the new villain in this looks like 2 characters.
How they look edgy as fuck.
They are literal edge masters, right? Now, I don't know much about them. Do you know anything about them?
No, nothing new villains.
Okay, so what do you reckon? Handsome Jack level, or do you reckon?
No, I think Handsome Jack levels. It's a feat that at this point, in my opinion, it's going to be impossible to achieve. They did Handsome Jack across 3 games: the pre-sequel, the Telltales, and Borderlands 2, and he kind of hit home in all of those games. A lot of people like him. We saw more into him, and And he was also a villain where if you play the pre-sequel, you get the other end of it, and he actually does start off as a hero. And he gets a lot of character development, a lot of story. I don't think any villain will ever be able to touch Jack. But it's cool because we didn't have a villain at Borderlands 1. We just had Find the Vault.
Yeah.
So I am really looking forward to seeing what these guys are like. It looks like they might have like some kind of well, there was 2 of them, right? So I'm maybe some kind of brother sister bond, maybe something along that line. Maybe they're in a relationship. I don't fucking know. They look like they could be fucking cool though.
Yeah,
Edgy as fuck, look like typical standard Borderlands villains. They'll be cool.
Yeah, so I noticed in the trailer that the guy out of the 2 of them has a complete robotic arm. You reckon he's like half mech? Wait, in Handsome Jack, like he's Hyperion, right? So he's like pretty much like 8% robot or whatever. Hyperion. Yeah, but he's like a robot, right? He's like most robot. No, he's like fully human.
Yeah.
Oh really?
I believe so, yeah.
That's insane. Okay. What do you reckon about bunch of clones? What about this guy? Do you reckon he's like a mech guy, or do you reckon he's
I reckon he's just some regular guy with a bionic arm, like just something to replace it.
Okay. Cool. That's
typically I think Borderlands will stick to its like normal formula, and that's not really having like the boss be like for example, like Handsome Jack, he's not like a big boss fight at the end of the game. You are the main boss fight is still the creature in the vault in Borderlands 1, and then Borderlands 2 you have the warrior. And but obviously you fight Jack, but it's a very easy fight. It's very fast. It's the very last fight, but it takes place in the same area as the warrior. Like I think this will be similar. The main priority was to be on the vault while dealing with like what they throw at you. And then you probably just finish them up at the end of the game.
Is number 2 still about like the vault? So what's Handsome Jack's plan in this one? What was his plan?
So in Borderlands 2, pretty much the concept is after Borderlands 1, you open the vault and you don't think anything's happened. Like I mean, you played the game, you open it, nothing happens. It just feels kind of shitty.
Yeah.
And then Borderlands 2, you basically get explained to you that unlocked this thing called Iridium from the planet, and basically that Iridium is like super rare material, and it's very profitable. Yep. So like Hyperion start mining it and stuff, and it also has unique interactions with sirens, typically making them more powerful. Anyway, just in general, you have to play the pre-sequel to get more backstory on why Jack wants to unlock the warrior and stuff. But as a whole, he needs Iridium to charge the vault key to unlock the warrior. He basically wants to control the warrior. He goes a bit crazy, which is why he wants to open it and stuff. He doesn't really open it for any other reason than that. But generally, yeah, he just wants to open the vault. Basically, that's his entire plan.
But if you open the vault is Borderlands 1 based with after Borderlands 2 or before?
Borderlands 1's before.
So you already opened the vault. Oh, so he just basically.
No, there's multiple vaults. No, there's multiple vaults. So in Borderlands 1, you only think there's one vault, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you open it, and then you kill the thing inside, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Borderlands 2, there's another vault.
And
then that's the one that the warrior's in, and that's what Jack's trying to open.
Okay.
And then you open it and you kill the warrior, and then you kill Jack. And then at the end of Borderlands 2, you get a map, and you open the map, and it basically shows you like there's a fucking buttload more vaults left.
Cool. Yeah.
Like just scattered around. And then you play the pre-sequel, and then that is basically that's mostly just showing Jack's rise to power in Hyperion, and why he becomes obsessed with opening the vault, and why he wants to control the warrior and stuff. Okay,
cool. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we wrap it up?
No, I'm good. I've talked more than enough.
Okay, cool. Right, anyway, thank you guys for watching the FGandRZ podcast. We will be doing one once a week, and we're doing an exclusive Game of Thrones one Monday, so that will be available probably Tuesday or Wednesday that week. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next chapter. Peace. Say peace, you little bitch.
Peace.